Shalom. All praises to the Heavenly Father. Hatun Apuku Yah. Praise be to the earthly mother, the Pachamama, and all of her earthly angels, the Huaka. Praise be to the Holy Spirit, the Kahe, in the name of Hamashiach, Motsah the Lamb, unification to the nation. So guys, this is a bit of a quick video. And this is more so a question that I'm posing. Now I make videos like this hopefully to get some sort of feedback, because I know that there's someone out there that can definitely help me out with this information. Now I've had some people come on my channel tell me about, don't forget about us, like don't forget about the Igbo people. Listen guys, I have not forgotten about you. Of course not. Come on now. I've not forgotten about you. And just because I'm touching on the history in West Africa, I'm saying, oh yeah, the Edomites are there. Well, guys, if the Edomites are there, then the tribe of Judah is right next to them. So I'm not saying that every single people in these groups or that group are one thing. You won't catch me saying that. You won't, because I don't know. That's arrogant to say. But it is the truth that Edom was there, right? That's the absolute truth. These people in Africa, our brothers and sisters who were, sold into slavery, most of them not going to even North America, most of them probably going to South Africa, and not North America, I meant the Caribbean. Some of them went to the Caribbean, some of them went to Brazil, but the vast majority, they were shipped in different places. And I think the biggest place was South Africa. That's actually where I believe that they shipped a lot of the Israelites to. I think South Africa is a place that has a ton of the children of Israel. And the reason why I even came to that conclusion, I have not even really looked into South Africa like that. It's more of a feeling. It's more of, I think they got shipped from West Africa to South Africa. Right? It's more of a feeling. And when I look at the people, I'm like, damn, these people have a very familiar look to them. And I've said this before. Now, the question that I'm posing today is the term Ezion-Geber. Is it an Igbo word? Is it? That is the question that I'm posing. A few days ago, I asked the Most High. I was planning to ask this earlier, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not really ready. And I was going to ask about the Red Sea a few weeks ago, but I was like, nah, let me keep working on this stuff of me uncovering the history of the Edomites and stuff. Because eventually I'm going to have to know where the Red Sea is if I'm going to want to know where their land is, right? Where the land of Seir is and things of that sort. I have to know where the Red Sea is because the Red Sea is near or in the land of Edom or right next to it. It's near it. So now I'm trying to know where the Red or really the Reed Sea is. So I prayed about it a few days ago, and I came across a very huge lead. Now I'm not going to share where that is because I still have to study more. And according to whatever answers that I get in this video, that will help me go towards the truth even more. So hopefully I get the answer that is going to help me propel me in that direction. Now, after I prayed, I was just scrolling. I don't even know how I really even found this. I think, what was I trying to do, man? I really don't even know. Oh, I think I know what it is. I think I was studying some different tribes in West Africa, particularly in Nigeria. And I came across this person right here. And I'm not going to show any of her other pictures or anything like that. I'll tell you why in a bit. But I came across her, and then I came across this image, and it said Ezion-Geber. And then I was just like, whoa, that looks. I saw it and I was like, what? Like I thought that said Ezion-Geber because I kept looking at the word. So I'm like, I thought it said that, and then I have to look again. I was okay, but it's very damn similar. And I think EZ, depending on how you say the I or the E, it's the word for pig, right? So I was like, yeah, I've seen that before. And then it hit me. I was like, wait a minute. Maybe that's an Igbo word. Because you look at the word Ezion-Geber, it says that Ezion is from an unused root word, right? So again, I'm not going to show you the rest of her pictures because, for one, this woman is an absolute thirst trap. And I don't like gassing up the head of women. I really don't. I'm not gonna lie to you, brothers. This is one of the baddest women I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not even gonna cap. It's not simping if she don't know. It's not simping if she don't know. I'm just gonna keep it a. I'm just keep it a buck, bro. This is a very nice looking person. No, I'm not even gonna lie. No disrespect to my future wife. I'm just telling the truth. But um, I guess, but hey, because she was nice looking, that got me looking through the pictures and stuff. And then I came across this. So, hey, the Most High know how to show you certain things, man. He got my attention with the eye candy, and I kept following, and then bam, I'm here. So it's a good thing, you know. So I was looking into the Hebrew spelling of it, and when you break it down, because in in the Masoretic text, it doesn't have any vowels in it, right? And so you kind of have to put vowels in between these letters. Now some of them like ahin or ayin, that's a vowel on its own. That could be a or e. In this context, it would be e, right? The next one, it's a ts or tz, and it's really like a z sound. So the next letter would be z. This is the wav. Oh no, excuse me. That's the yod. So the next would be y, and the last is a nen. So the last would be n. So you can pretty much fill out the like whatever the vowels might be. So I don't know. There's other combinations that maybe I haven't tried yet, but I just tried it like this with an I, right? Because this put EZ on, so I was like, okay, let me try that. And without the O pretty much, and adding the Y that they didn't put. And I came across this, that this means true. And EZ, it just means good. It also means pig, right? But it has different meanings. It's probably because the Niger Congo language is a tonal language, so it depends on like the tone of how you say things. That determines what it means, right? Now, as far as the land, King Solomon, he pretty much like he was all the way in Edom's grill as far as his land. So it really would not surprise me that, the Israelites, they would have set up shop in Edom's land. If West Africa is Edom's land, it really would not surprise me that they set up shop there. Right? It wouldn't. Because Solomon, this is where he pretty much sailed off his ships and things of that sort. This is where he did his business. So, and the Igbo, they're not like, like the Bantu and stuff because they're older than the Bantu. That's what got me confused about them. Because people were saying, oh, they could be Hebrews and stuff. But I'm like, okay, but like from what time period? When did they come? Right? And it could be that they're from Solomon. It could be. And of course, it's not the whole tribe. In fact, let me show you right now. Because some of them got taken into, pretty much they got enslaved by another group of people. And we actually touched on them, I believe, in like part 4. The one I did on the Portuguese. But they're the Aro Confederacy. The Aro people, an Igbo subgroup, right? So they're supposedly a subgroup of them, right? Okay, then. And what did we just go over in the last part? That the Edomites, how they pretty much married into, they joined, and they fused with the southern kingdom, right? They did. They no longer were their own people anymore. Now, I'm sure that they still kept records, but you couldn't refer to them as what they are. They know who they are, but you could not refer to them as such. You could not do it. So these people pretty much sold them into slavery. But they're quote unquote Igbo, right? Just because they're from the same area, they're from the same tribe, they speak the same language, and they have the same culture, that does not mean that they're the same people. That doesn't mean that they're from the same seed line. So we have to get out of this this mindset of, oh, it's all of these people and it's all of that people. All the North American Indians were not Israelites. No, not at all. In fact, again, I have some really strong doubts about some of these black quote unquote tribes that have all of these different reparations and stuff. They are very strange to me. They are very, very strange to me, bro. I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to admit that. Are you willing to admit the same thing? I'm saying that they got infiltrated. Are you willing to admit that you got infiltrated? And are you willing to leave all these different quote unquote nationalities and come together as the scattered children of Israel? Not as black people, not as Bantu, not as Aboriginals. No, let's leave all that stuff behind. Let's judge by the Spirit, and let's come together in spiritual brotherhood, because you can't tell who anyone is by the flesh. Now, you can say, okay, there's a higher chance because, this is the Israelites' culture. This is where they were. They were from this tribe. So there's probably more of them there. Okay, you could say that, but you still can't say all. And if you can't say all, then it's not a good place to join. That's not a good meeting spot. It's been infiltrated. If you judge by the Spirit and we connect by the Spirit, we can't get infiltrated. Right? That's how this works. And I was reading a little bit of their history, and I don't know, this stuff's weird, bro. This stuff's weird. I'm having very I'm having these doubts about these Akan people and these Coromantes. I'm just having my doubts about them, bro, because it almost sounds like these were the slave masters or something like that. Because they're trying to make them out to be the slaves. But they don't seem like it, bro. They don't seem like it. And if they were, then I don't know, I can't even explain it, bro. I can't even explain it. Maybe it just is because there may be Israelites among the Akan people, but the culture of the Akan people is strictly Canaan, bro. Canaanites, Hivites, Horites, Jebusites. They don't seem like Israelites. And I'm about to read to you what this had to say regarding what they were doing with the Igbo people, particularly with the men, because this sounds very familiar. This is the tactics that they played with us in the Americas. So Chambers 2002 argues that many of the slaves taken from the Biafra across the Middle Passage would have been Igbo. Wow. And I'm not the type of person to say, oh, there were no slave ships at all. I just say there were not that many that went to the Americas. But I'm definitely sure that they shipped a lot of people away. I just doubt they came to the Americas like that. Some of them did. I don't know how many, but as far as how the ocean moves, that's not a very lucrative thing to do. Just an objective standpoint, is not a very lucrative thing to do that. And then, so I'm talking about as slaves. If you're going to come over here to the Americas, usually it's going to be by choice. If you're coming from a different land and you're not coming from because bro, to cross the Atlantic Ocean today, they don't even do that. Why would they be doing that back then like that with a bunch of people packed in sardine cans? And no, bro, it had the people coming over here had to be in the thousands. In the thousands. It could not have been that many. And if there were, then they had to have come by choice. But if they were by choice, then they weren't slaves. They were trying to get a piece of the promised land, aka they were Gentiles. Most likely. Right? If they were not fleeing persecution like many of the, the Jews and stuff, and not all of them were Israelite Jews, because as we went in the last part, the southern kingdom got infiltrated by the Edomites. So the Edomites are leaving Europe, the Israelites are leaving Europe by choice. Maybe the same happened in West Africa. Maybe not. I don't know. Right? I don't know. But as far as coming over across the ocean, that's a hard journey. That's not one that you can make in a good amount of time, feeding all those people on just a few boats. Really? You know how many boats you'd have to bring millions of people over? Do you know how many people a million people is? Or are? Wait. Are, yeah, that's the correct word. You know how many people a million is? Anyway, let's read. These slaves were usually sold to Europeans by the Confederacy, who kidnapped and brought slaves from Igbo villages in their hinterland. Igbo slaves may have not been victims of slave raiding, wars, or expeditions, but perhaps debtors or Igbo people who committed within their communities alleged crimes. With the goal for freedom, enslaved Igbo people were known to European planters as being rebellious and having a high rate of suicide to escape slavery. And again, that sounds very similar to how the Indians were. How they were talking about you could not make an Indian a servant. He would literally just stand there. You could beat him. You could violate his wife in front of you, and he would just stand there. He wouldn't do anything. So they did not make good slaves. They didn't. There is evidence that traders sought Igbo women. Igbo women were paired with Koromanti or Akan men to subdue the men because of the belief that the women were bound to their firstborn son's birthplace. What a wicked thing to do, man. What a wicked thing to do. But this is the tactics that they played here. That's why I'm just like, damn. They did the same thing here. They did the same thing here. It is alleged that, well, and that's why like a lot, like I don't know how much, maybe like 30% maybe of the so-called African American population, they don't like, they're European black people, paternally. A good amount of their maternal lineage is actually native, but paternally they're actually Europeans. I don't know what type of European, but they're Europeans. Right? Let's continue. It is alleged that European slave traders were fairly well informed about various African ethnicities, leading to slavers targeting certain ethnic groups, which plantation owners preferred. That sounds like BS. What? Oh my gosh. They targeted certain groups because they... Listen, do I have to even say it? Come on now. Particular desired ethnic groups consequently became fairly concentrated in certain parts of the Americas. The Igbo were dispersed to colonies such as Jamaica, Cuba, Saint Dominic, Domingue, I don't know, Barbados, colonial America, Belize, and Trinidad and Tobago, among others. And again, I'm not saying that none of them went there. I'm not saying that, but bro, seriously, I want you to tell me how they brought millions of people over. I want you to tell me how they brought thousands of people over. Thousands is like when I'm thinking of thousands, I'm thinking in like 10,000, maybe 20,000 to the Americas. And I think the rest of them they shipped in different places around the world. I can't see them bringing that many people over to the Americas, bro. That's a narrative that they push, but that's not that doesn't make sense. That don't make sense. Ugh. That's not. This wasn't really what this video was about, was it? Anyway, I just got a question, man. Let me know if anyone can help me out with this Ezion or Itzion word. Geber means man or mighty man or something of the sort. But this word is not from the conventional Hebrew, so they don't know where it comes from. And anytime you see that, that's a big red flag that it's a cultural word, that it's a tribal word, and it's something that is bound to a certain place, right? So that's all I had, guys. May peace be with you.